Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen, today we're going to be talking about the one, the only beloved Zebec network. Now, you know me, I'm super high on this crypto. In fact, I personally believe this is going to be the most winning crypto in 2026. Now, of course, I'm not counting those meme coins that go from 1K market cap to a million market cap because you can get insane ratios there. But I'm talking about cryptos that are already established. Okay, cryptos that have a foundation, that have some type of money in them. Let's just say anywhere, cryptos that from like 20 to 50 million market cap, we'll count those and upwards, right? And upwards. I believe Zebec network is going to have one of the best, if not the best ratios for returns when the time comes. Now, I'm going to answer a couple of questions before we jump into the news because I know a lot of people have questions. The number one question I always receive is, well, if we get good news, why aren't we pumping? Because not the markets don't only rely on news. In fact, I personally believe this whole entire market is one entire algorithm. Now, I can make a whole video dedicated, showing how many coincidences there are. I'll give you the most recent example. Do you truly believe everyone sold when the whole entire market died on the 10th of October, right? When everything went down a drastic amount? Do you genuinely believe because of something or of because quote unquote tariffs that we all went down, 40, 50, 70, 80% at the same time, even though volume did not suggest that there was an insane amount of sales, right? We checked the volume. The volume was the average. The volume would have been extremely high for every single crypto if everyone sold. Plus, do you think everyone was right there available in that moment where cryptos went down a drastic amount within 15 minutes? Right? Remember, it was like 15 minutes where it was really red. I just had you just have to get that through your head that this is much bigger than you think. Okay. So when we have good news doesn't mean automatic pump, but good news means a bigger pump when the time comes. When altcoin season is going to be here, right? It means a bigger pump. So let's just say Zebec has the most mediocre news from now on. Let's say we don't get the compliance, the ISO compliance, and let's just say we get one more exchange listing and everything's just kind of mediocre. Then okay, I still see Zebec getting a 10 to 20x. Okay, I do, especially with these types of prices and discounts right now. But if Zebec gets the ISO compliance, we do Coinbase, we do Binance, we do Robinhood, we continue to team up with large institutions and banks and other massive partners, then yes, I do see a 100x. I do see a 200x. I even see a 300x at this point. And that is me genuinely saying that because there's real backing in it. Okay. Their resume is very stacked. Okay. So that's the thing. In the short term, it might not mean much because I believe the markets are manipulated. Okay. And like I just gave you a prime example, right? I just gave you a prime example. There's literally like probably hundreds more I can give, but this is a Zebec video, not a change your mindset video. Whether or not you ultimately believe me doesn't really change my life. It's only your mindset, right? It's only your mindset. I'm trying to help people in terms of mindset, right? For them to understand how the markets work, for them to think like investors, right? Because that's the thing, right? That's how I'm trying to make people think. So, even if you buy Zebec and it's gone down 20%, don't panic because we've seen big wallets invest millions of dollars at the same price as you bought it. Okay. And if they're willing to put in millions of dollars at that price, then you should be fine putting in your money as well. All right. Obviously, at the end of the day, you have to make your own decision, do your own research. But I'm just saying, if you follow the money, you're most likely going to succeed. Anyways, let's just jump right into this. Okay. Let's just jump right into this so we can see Zebec Network, stablecoin payroll at scale. Zebec's acquisition of PayBridge laid the foundation for payroll across the education sector across the US, helping schools streamline payments, reduce costs, and embrace stablecoin adoption. And we can see, right, this is a post from, or this is a quote from August 27th, right? With PayBridge, Zebec became the first crypto platform to acquire a US payroll firm. Today, we're one of the largest payroll providers for US charter schools, As stablecoin adoption grows, we'll expand access to stablecoin payments across the education sector. So we can see, right, this was August 27th, and boom, right? Boom, boom, boom. You can see a lot of people are also replying. We also did get a lot of views and likes, 200, almost 50,000 in just roughly 11 hours, right? This is a massive step toward real world crypto adoption. Payroll is one of the strongest use cases for stablecoins, predictable, scalable, and instantly impactful. Right? Zebec is quietly building where it matters the most. And that's exactly the truth. Zebec is literally building quietly and in the most important areas. You and your future of worldwide payroll adoption. Zebec and XRP are the future. I 100% agree. I 100% agree with that. And boom, right on to the next thing. Zero Hash Europe is now licensed under MICAR. What this means, one license, 30 countries. Partners can scale crypto and stablecoin products across Europe through one integration. Clear rules equals faster innovation, stronger trust. And guess who's partnered with Zero Hash? Did you guys guess? It's Zebec. So, an indirect win for us once again. This is very, very good for something like Zebec. And this is what we love to see. So, very, very nice. Very, 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 very nice. And yeah, I mean, classic Zebec W. Zebec doesn't even have to directly do something, and its resume continues to get stronger. Because if the partner's resume gets stronger and we are associated with them pretty heavily, then we indirectly get stronger as well. So, very, very, very nice. We can see people are demanding Robinhood app. This is 26th day of the community asking you to list Zbec. So we can see, right? I've actually been seeing multiple people do something like this. They were asking for Kraken, they were asking for Coinbase, they're asking for Binance, and people are demanding Robinhood. Okay. And I personally think Robinhood is going to come last, if anything. I think Coinbase is most likely next, and Binance would follow after Coinbase. I think Coinbase is slightly easier most of the times to get listed, and then it's Binance. I've seen sometimes Binance first, and then there's no Coinbase listing, but usually if there's going to be one exchange that's going to be at the end, it's usually Binance. So I expect Coinbase next, then Binance, then Robinhood. Listen, quarter four is going to be and has been the most impactful for Zebec. We have ISO coming up on 22nd, and we most likely will have a Coinbase listing in quarter four as well, because we've seen the exchanges, right, accumulate, stack up, buy, right? We checked the Coinbase wallets, and also we also know that usually after Kraken, right? Usually after Kraken, Coinbase follows fairly shortly, not too long after that. So we can see, right? Good job, partners. Just in, XLM joins Chainlink, scale to boost tokenized assets and DeFi. With Chainlink's institutional grade cross chain infra, Stellar is set to unlock real world interoperability and take on chain finance to the next level. So once again, our partners are smashing it, right? Good job, partners. Hashtag Zebec. Look, we're partnered with Chainlink. We are partnered with Stellar, and we can see, boom, they are coming together. So it's like trifecta of love. Once again, if our partners are doing very well and they are pack punching and we are integrated quite well with our partners, then once again, we indirectly get a boost. Let's just say hypothetically, this boosts Chainlink and XLM by 100% each, right? Then we're going to get like 15% of the love, 20%, 5%. That really depends on the context of what it is, but we indirectly get stronger. Our use case gets stronger. And ultimately, this is another indirect win for Zebec. So shout out to our partners because they've actually been killing it, right? Chainlink, Stellar, and Zero Hash, right? They all got some nice upgrades and things that happened to them. Listen, the markets have been bleeding. So do not worry. This is not a Zebec issue. It never has been and it never will be. Haters will celebrate right now because the markets are down. They're going to be, them pessimistic selves as always, and they're going to say Zbec's a scam. And to me, I say cope, because I'm just going to be buying when I see very nice prices for Zebec. And to be honest, we're going to have the last laugh in 2026. And ultimately, when crypto does become mainstream and this whole payroll thing takes over the world. Listen, we rank 138 out of 9,318 active cryptos, 286 million market cap, 20 million volume. Things are looking good. Things are looking solid. When we go in terms of holders, right? Taking a long time to load up. So while this loads up, we will look at other things. We can see Coinbase and Binance have not been listed yet, but that's okay. That is okay. Overall, in the last month, we are down 30%. In the last week, we are down 18%. And in the last 10%, or in the last 24 hours, we are down 10%. We can see this is clearly not working. And I promise you, my internet's working. Boom, there we go. All it took was one refresh. So we are kind of break even in holders as of right now. We did grow a little bit over the last day or so. Right, we kind of went up, was it 38 holders technically, and right now we're kind of flatline, which is fine. But look, man, do not panic. Do not panic. The worst days are almost over for this whole entire bear season. Downwards of altcoins. In my personal opinion, I do believe 2026 will be the year, and I am giving away money if I am wrong. That is ultimately it, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys enjoy. I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.